Hey everybody, what's going on? Dace here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Giga on the Nintendo Switch. This is part of the Capcom Arcade Stadium version 1 or volume 1, whatever it's called, out of the two that are available. So this is more or less just going to be a follow-up video. I've never actually shown anything about this game on the channel. I've just played it a little bit myself. But I figured, you know what, I wanted to do something because this afternoon I jumped in and I was just loving it. So yeah, I've had this for quite some time, at least a year. And at the time I got into it initially, I played a little bit here and there. It was during a time when I just kind of wanted to fiddle around with some games without recording them. And I really enjoyed this one. And Pro Gear was really, really wicked too. And then today when I got back into it, it hit me in a different way, a new way, and I'm just loving it so far. So my idea so far is to just see how things go over the next day or so, and quite possibly apply myself for 1cc, because the visuals are awesome. I love this ship in particular. It's really cool. The mechanics are just a lot of fun. It's totally my kind of stuff. Like, you have a shield barrier type thing that you can balance with bomb use, shooting, just dodging, like all of these things. So yeah, anyway, this is more or less just going to be the first few levels. This is me not really knowing the layout of like what happens when and where in each stage. So bear with me, this is not pro playing or anything like that. It's just me getting used to it, starting to get a feel for things. But I just love a lot of these enemies, the ways in which they attack. Like, we just have like bending streams of bullets, like those big jets we just gunned down a few moments ago. Like these guys right here. Stuff like that is just really cool when it's not just a linear moving pattern, maybe I can call it that, but where there's actual like life within the pattern itself, like bending and stuff in ways that just look really awesome. I just love stuff like that. So there's a lot to keep your eyes on. For the most part, in this recording anyway, I'm not really doing much with my shield. I think it's called the reflect barrier, because the first stage you don't really need to do anything with that unless you really want to. But yeah, so I don't even really have a full understanding of how they kind of want you to play the game. I would imagine they want you to use the barrier a lot more and maybe prioritize scoring or something like that. Who knows? If people know, then they can let me know. But first stage, you don't really need to care about that. The second stage, there are a few areas where it can be pretty risky, and especially the stage 2 boss. I've been chipping away, just puzzling around with that a little bit to find a decent way how to no bomb, no miss that. I've done it once now so far, and so I'm more or less just starting to see where I can clean things up to just get consistent and familiar with that. But yeah, it's a really, really cool game. Just awesome bosses, a lot to pay attention to, super discernible bullets from enemies, like nothing is confusing in this stage anyway. The second stage is a little trickier in that sense because it's a lava stage, which we will soon see. But yeah, I'm loving it. It's so cool, and it's a reasonable price. Sometimes these games go on sale and you can get them for like $2.50 or something. It's just crazy. Oh, and the music too. Not that you're gonna hear much in this video, but oh man, it's just really, really awesome. I'm really enjoying this, and figured a bunch of people would probably enjoy checking this out too. That's one thing I love. Sometimes people know games really well, and so they can drop tidbits of information, or if they're seeing it for the first time, then that's exciting too. I just skip all the like talking scenes and whatnot. There, I use one. So yeah, if you don't know the game, the way it works is when you're using your barrier, any enemy projectiles that hit it will go back toward the enemy as harmful projectiles. So you can use that to your advantage. From what it looks like, there's the initial burst of the barrier, and then after a second or two, there's a larger one. I'm not sure like all the specifics about what's going on with that, but I think as I play more, I'll probably figure more out, or just intuitively understand what's happening and how to use it to my advantage, but we'll see. And I just love all the excuse me, all the medals too. And these big tanks, like, oh, I love this stuff. This is so cool. These massive control arms and things. Like, you get such a sense of, yeah, just an industrial setting here. Just huge machines doing huge tasks. And I just love the animations of the tanks too, like the sides opening up. Oh, it's just so perfect because you can time things. You can see it. It's so living and breathing. It's incredible. You just know, okay, like I got to take this thing out because those things are opening up and they're going to start launching at me any second. And what I really enjoy about the barrier system in here is that it's not like you're needing to collect things to charge it or back up to full or anything like that. It's just you use it and then a few seconds later it's ready again. But you can't, it's not like you can just spam it though. You have to be very mindful about your timing. You've got to be smart about that. But I do really enjoy that you'd have it as often as you do in this. So here we are, stage 2 boss. If I recall correctly, I take a couple hits in this fight because I had no idea what was happening, and a couple things just caught me off guard big time near the end of the fight. So obviously it's gotten cleaned up a lot because I've been just practicing this dude quite a bit. But it's just, oh, it's such a cool game. And as a lot of you know, I just love, like that, just waiting for nothing and then taking a hit when you don't need to. I love games where you can just dismantle bosses, like bit by bit, you can just break them apart, and you can do plenty of that in this game. It's so cool. Man, oh man, this game is so wicked. And I have barely even gotten anywhere in this game yet. I'm so pumped to just see what I can do. I bombed there because I really didn't want to take a chance. But you've always got to be paying attention. Oh, that was another time where boom. Just had no idea what was going on with these things and just took a hit. Oh my god, what's going on? Like, what am I doing? That was crazy. And just the huge numbers you see at the end of each stage. It's so cool. Now I checked the game's manual, like just the in-game manual, that is. It's not like there's a physical paper one or anything like that I have, because I don't. but I was reading over just the controls and all that kind of stuff, and as far as I know, I didn't come across anything about extends happening at certain score brackets, but there's like, I feel like there's got to be some extends in this game. So maybe they're hidden items somewhere, or maybe they are based on score, but I just missed the information somewhere. I'm not sure, but in any event, this is a pretty wild part where the tracks are just going back and forth, and we're just going up against these like train tanks. I always love when just huge machines are going down 2 sets of tracks, because that's how wide it is. But yeah, this game is just so cool. It's funny because I purchased for Capcom Arcade Stadium version 2. I bought Eco Fighters today for a few bucks or something. It was pretty cheap, and I was sampling that, enjoying it at first, and then I just felt, yeah, you know what, I feel like just playing something else. And so Giga Wing came to mind, and oh, it was just so much more to my liking. Oh, just look at all the medals too. And I love, if you're noticing the water effect, the rippling motion, just like the slow motion, like waving back and forth. I think that's so cool. And here we are, stage 3 boss. So this is an interesting one, and we'll see why when the run ends. Oh man, it was good times. But I love these settings. Like one level where like ripping through molten lava areas, and then the next we're just over cool clear water. And of course, I did not see that coming. But just look at the size of that beam. That is just absolutely massive. I love this kind of stuff. But anyway, we're going to leave it off there for now. Let me know if you've played this before, or what you know about the game if you have played it, because yeah, I'm always open to info like that. And let me know what you think either way. But anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for checking this out. Have a great one, and we'll see you next time.